Awesome. All right, you guys, this is Sarah. I told you a little bit about her before the call, and I'm just gonna let you take over, girl. I introduced you before you were on, so go for it.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you for picking me and Patty. Patty and I have worked pretty close together the last couple months, and I wanted to give you guys some motivation because it is really an uphill battle. When I think about my first couple months, it was like overwhelmed, and I really didn't know what to do. I was lost, and I started as a discount coach, and as I look now, I would say there are a couple things I wish I knew.
Hey girl, we're having, I don't know why this is happening. We're having trouble hearing you. It's saying that your bandwidth is low. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know what's doing that. It seems like you're okay right now.
Okay.
Was anyone else having trouble hearing her?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
broken
no.
up.
Okay. Yeah, I guess try again and see if it hopefully.
Okay, can you all hear me better?
Hopefully that stays.
Okay, I don't know what to do here because I have a hot spot. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm going to hold my phone as close as I can to this computer. So I have a few quick tips that really helped me as I look back. If I was a new coach, if I knew these things, I would explode out of the gates. So first thing is I did not make my Facebook profile public. And here's the issue. I am a military spouse, and I'm not really one to want to do this because of my husband's security. Does anyone raise your hand if you have issues with doing this public profile thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, yes, I know. And you look at this situation, and here's a couple of things that you can do. I'm wondering now, if you have a like page, it's a different story. But if you just have a Facebook profile, what you can do is put posts to public or to friends or to private. So if you want to maintain your privacy on your personal page, you can actually click on all of your albums that you've ever shared and just put to a certain audience, so friends only. So in every post that you do to personal, like that's something that you don't want the whole world to know, you can make that private. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So does anyone have a like page?
I do. Patty does.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would do, there's some loud children right now. Hold on a second. Let me close this. What I would do for your like page is to basically send your traffic to your like page. So I would suggest if you're ever going to link in order to transfer all of your friends to follow that.
Hey, Sarah.
Share your like page.
Hey, Sarah, we're losing you. We're losing you. It's horrible. Can you hear me? Yeah. I think she's
gone.
Oh, no. Yeah. What if we just had her to call in, Patty, instead of
that's a good idea.
Video?
Okay, let me call in.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll talk to you on the phone. For those that were on the call last week, this happened with Kimberly too. So
I know.
But Sarah was she was out tutoring, I think, and so she wasn't at home to grab on. So oops, sorry, Bev, I just made you that. All right, so she should call on and come back on pretty soon.
Everyone's so quiet.
I know.
Just waiting patiently.
I'm like, oh, quiet time. Let me work some more. Multitask.
It'll be better, I mean, just to hear her voice
I know.
instead of having it freeze up and trying to hear it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The fitness challenge for the back to school.
Hold on. Talk. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
The fitness challenge for the back to school that you're talking about, is that once a week or is that like every day?
Every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, every day.
Hello?
So we'll say, oh, hey, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yay, perfect.
Yay.
Perfect. We don't get to see your pretty face, but we can hear your voice.
Okay, great. I apologize for that. Okay, does everyone have their notepads out, their pens ready?
Yes. We got it.
Yes. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we're talking about privacy. I'm just going to say this one more time. You want to know how to keep your personal life separate from your work life. Now, I know a lot of you who don't have the like page, go ahead and go under settings and make all of your albums that you've ever posted of, your photos. And you can click, I believe it's the top right down arrow, and put it on private or friends only. And you could even put friends only and list the names. Go ahead and do all of that. And then whenever you go and post anything, you can put it toward public or private. So if you share anything about your grandkids, kids, your husband, or anything that's just, not for the public, you can post to friends only. So if any stranger, anyone goes on your profile, they won't be able to see that. And that is for people who are, getting up to diamonds and they don't have a like page yet. And that's actually for everyone else too, just to maintain privacy. But when you're starting out and you're worried about privacy, that should be the last of your concern, so we can take care of that right away. And then I also wanted to go over drawing traffic to your like page and bringing your friends and your fans that follow you for your fitness posts over to your like page, because really you want to keep your home Facebook page just your home page. But for now, as we transition, you want to share your like page posts on your personal page. And just say yes. Have you guys shared your like page posts on your personal page before?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. And if you have any questions on the like pages, I'm sure Patty has gone over this with you on how to create one. We definitely make the most money in social media on Facebook through Facebook ads on your like page. So I highly suggest drawing and driving that traffic over there. And so now we have 12 days left to the end of the month, and we're kind of probably sitting on our hands being like, oh my gosh, there's no momentum. I don't feel anything right now. There's no bites and nibbles. And so whenever you feel like that, take a big breath and remember why you signed up as a coach and your reason why you want to impact others. Now, it may not translate right away into dollars, but you are, no matter what you're doing, you're making impact on others. So just remember that every single like that you've ever had that's geared towards your fitness, go back to your homepage and look at those likes and just go ahead and make, a comment on their page or go engage with them. Those are the people that have been following you and that would want to talk to you about a challenge group. So if you're running out of things and you really think that there's no one out there that wants to talk to you about this, go back to those likes and follow up. Write down all those names and just go through it. Copy and paste those names on a Word document and go through it and start those conversations now, tonight. Because my thing is that I don't like going into the thing going, I need to make Success Club. This is the worst feeling in my life. I've got a pit stomach. I have these goals to hit. Why am I not hitting them? So do it tonight. Go back to the likes on your homepage and just follow up. Even if it's, family members that you're just I don't think they're interested, just start talking to them. And another thing is going into this mindset and digging in deeper into your why. I feel as if, every time I tell my story again and again, I feel like I'm just oh my gosh, everyone's heard it. I've been a coach for a year. Everyone's heard my story. Like, it's not that special, but it is. So I really encourage you to share your story once a week and your transformation or your progress once a week. Those will continue to draw, no matter if you think that it is, repetitive. But, you also can share it in a different light. I just began to realize that not only am I lumping all of my trials into one post, I can split it up. So if you guys have struggled with depression, or if you struggle with the eating disorder, I would separate those and just give it a little bit every time into your story, a little breadcrumbing. And Patty, you can talk about this, right? From Summit, they talked about breadcrumbing. And that means that you are sharing your story little by little and getting this full picture, not all at once of your story, but just a little bit. And honestly, you may think that it's like, man, they don't want to hear this again, but they do. There are people every single day. And that's another thing, is posting frequently every day, like we say again and again. It's going to say, I'm consistent and I'm here and I'm not leaving. People can see multi-level marketing companies and the reps, and they see every once in a while these people posting, and it's like, a sale there. No, people are looking for consistent people that want to make a difference, and see that. And after a couple of months goes by, you have like this following of like 200 or 300 people who are dedicated in communicating and actually saying, wow, thank you. And trust me, it comes. It really does come. And lastly, I want you to write this down. Go to your friends, the list of friends, take that number, divide it in 7. Those are for the 7 days of the week. And in each group, label the first one Monday, the second one Tuesday, the third group Wednesday, and so forth. And I would highly encourage you on Mondays, go to that Monday group and post to that group. You know how I was talking about how you can post public or post to certain friends? You can post to groups. So on Mondays, at least once of that day of your Beachbody post, post to that group. And then if you share your story on Tuesday, post to your group too, so that you are covering all of your friends and you're not missing out on anyone, because you may not be able to reach all, 500 or a couple thousand, but if you post to those people in those groups every day, you're going to reach everyone. So does that help everyone on being consistent?
I'm a little confused. Like, so what you mean when on your likes page, you can group them together?
You can do either. Sorry, go ahead, Patty.
Oh, it's okay. So when you have your friends, and you have your friends, you can put your friends into groups without them knowing, right? Your friends list. So what she's saying is divide up the number of friends you have into 7, and then put a certain amount in each group for each day. So Monday, because you're likely to show up in their newsfeed if you're posting to that group. Right, Sarah?
Yes, ma'am.
That's genius.
Yes. And it's almost like being.
That's the best thing ever.
What?
Sorry, that was that was like a huge light bulb. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. No, that literally every time I'm on a webinar or on something like this, my light bulbs go off too. I have the same feeling. But you'll have to play around with this, because it's crazy how Facebook, you're like an octopus. You want to have those arms to reach everyone, but at the same time, you want to dig in deep with your connections, because you know what I hate feeling like is talking to 10 people and saying, hey girl, how you doing? Hey, what's up? And then the conversation goes nowhere because I'm so depleted and reaching. Now let the social media do the reaching. You're the digger. So you work in your strength zone. So if you are good at talking to people about a certain topic, go for it. If you are good at calling people and texting people and following up, do that. It's not limited to just Facebook, So, but I would highly suggest allowing social media to be, the thing that goes far and wide, reaches everyone, and then you dig deep. So don't forget to dig deep in the relationships, because those are the people that will be loyal to you and will do anything to go ahead and do a challenge and follow you. And you want lifelong. lifelong followers. And that's what we're really here for, is lifelong healthy lifestyle. It's not a quick fix. So that is basically my 411 on how to get, that first jolt and be able to kind of really grasp, okay, I really need to do the power of threes. I need to do this. How do I do this all? Like, how do the pros do it? And I think Patty really has, you've got a great coach, guys. She has some great tips when to advance and also for the beginners on just how to get started and what program. So I highly suggest, I don't know, how many times do you guys message Patty a lot for like scripts or like help? How do I talk to this person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if you haven't asked Patty, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. Like, you ask her. Don't be afraid to ask. I was afraid to ask my sister-in-law because I didn't want to stress her out because I knew her personally on a personal level. But it's the best feeling ever, because once you get coaches that are going to ask you questions, you feel fulfilled. So ask, go ahead and let Facebook do the gathering and you do the digging, and make sure that you can segregate, your friends in 7 groups and let that be your everyday thing. So it may take a little while to get used to, and it may take a little while to get used to that you're trying to build a like page to make sure that your Facebook is still private. But you still can do these things. You can still be on social media and be very selective on what personal things. And that's all I have for you all. Do you have any questions for me?
So when you were talking about, I have the groups thing on my private page, but not on my like page. So are you saying, like, when I make a daily post or whatever, do that also on like my Monday or my Tuesday, post it specifically to that group as well?
So are you saying that you would want to separate your like page people into groups?
Well, I don't know. Is that what you do, or like, because I
okay,
kind of from my private to a like page, so that just so my personal life isn't out there as much. I kind of sometimes also post in both, just depending on what it is. So I guess it just depends on what I'm posting. But do I do, like when you were 6, I have the folders already set for the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I already have that set up. Now, do you post the specific post to that group? Is that more on your personal page, or do you do the days of the week on your like page as well?
Yeah, so for personal page, I do those groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
On my like page, if I boost a post, I go in and I select what audience I want.
Okay.
That's where you get very broad.
Okay.
Like, you have to look at, do I want to coach females? What ages do I want? Because if you start posting to any female, you're going to get high schoolers.
Yeah.
Like, post or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, she's 14. What is going on? Why does she look like she's 25? So I only use, short answer, bottom line, I use the groups on my personal page, and then I go in and I post to a specific audience on my like page. And also, I would also talk to Patty on dark post. That is something that I have not mastered yet, but is something very effective, right, Patty?
Yes, definitely. Your dark posts, yeah. It's using power ads on the Facebook Manager.
Yes. So I would save that conversation for like a one-on-one with Patty, because I know there's different variants of levels of experience here on social media. Do you all listen to podcasts on Chalene Johnson by chance?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, good. Yeah. So Chalene, I consistently follow her because she gives every piece of advice that I could ever imagine that is available on social media, and I learn something new every day. And it's just, there's so much, like, you have to continuously feed yourself on social media and how it's adapting. So the dark post is like, a minuscule part of understanding how to really reach people. So Patty, I'm pretty sure this is correct. A dark post, it doesn't post to friends of your, like, the friends that see your post usually?
You can choose who it's going to, but it's not going to post on your page. So a dark post
Got
isn't appearing on the page. It's just like an ad. It's like an ad that's going out there, but it's not a boosted post on your page.
Got it. Okay. Yes. So it's like spamming everyone. Correct. That's like the feature of a dark post.
Pretty much.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But we have, and we can do like a Facebook, for anyone that has a like page that wants to dig into that a little bit deeper, we can do a call just on that because I have so many resources.
Yes.
From Shalene Johnson, from Marketing Impact Academy, from Amy Porterfield that I can put in there and teach you.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Sarah,
Well,
do you have like as far as Success Club, what are your I'm putting you on the spot. What are some of your tips on as a new coach and hitting Success Club when they're just like growing their network and they're just making these connections, and just talking with people and what are your tips on that as far as how they're able to
okay. So my tips on that is not categorizing someone in putting them into a program that you think they need. And I've heard this said, be like a doctor. So you will feel like you are asking the questions about this person. You are trying to investigate what they need. And so instead of going into it being like, I need to, fill a size challenge group, go ahead and get in there and start talking to someone way before the end of the month, but like at least now, and start asking questions. You'll figure out, like, what's your work day like? That's a question. So if they work really long days, they're not going to want to do Insanity for an hour. They're going to probably want to do something that's compressed. So I would start asking questions that you find out who they really are and what they really need, because in the end, they may have already gotten a program and you haven't even known that. And I've made a mistake as a new coach going in and thinking that this person really needs PIO. They really need it. They're going to have it. So I think the best way to feel like you're not being salesy and to be successful as a new coach is to ask as many questions as possible. And don't let fear stop you. When you're scrolling down your friends list, go all the way down to people who are active. Like, keep going, and start from the bottom to the top. And I would reach out to every single person that is on, whether or not you have the intention to set them up with a program or not, and keep going with the maximum amount of people. Like, you think that you want to do 10 a day, or reaching out, push up to 20, because that will make you available and people will want to connect with you when you start asking those doctor questions about their lives, because you show interest. When you're closing, so this is the thing, is that I didn't know how to get links. I didn't know how to have that all there. I honestly was afraid to be like, okay, well, do you want to try the program? I would go in and now if I could go back in time, I would make sure that this person absolutely needs this program and they want to do anything to get into it. And you're going to walk them through it, and it's going to be like, okay, let me talk to this person, and it's been 2 weeks, and let me follow up and see how they're feeling, and lead it into like a health question or a sleep question, and how their life, like they have no energy, and really express how working out gives them energy. And you know what, I really would want to take you along, and I want to invite you to this next group because I feel like I can give you something to help you out in this area. And if you frame it as help, it's not a sale, because you really truly desire to help them. And that's my, like, on the challenge pack side, is to make Success Club. You want to always make sure that the link works. That's my tip, is I haven't heard from them for a day. Hey, did that link work out for you? I wasn't sure because I didn't hear back from you, and I didn't want to, leave you, in the dark. It's okay to follow up with that. Like, give it about a day or so if you haven't heard, if you gave them a link. What else? Being prepared for knowing what you're talking about. If you're going to offer them something like Body Beast, and you're going to say to a guy, hey, Body Beast is for guys, they're going to ask you, what about the supplements? I did this before, and I didn't know anything about the supplements. I was scrambling. So if you're thinking about mentioning a program, do your homework and look up what the program's actually about, because it's not just PIO where there's no other extra weights and supplements and stuff, there are programs out there that are pretty expensive. So if you're thinking that you're going to have this arsenal of programs in your head that you're going to mention, make sure you have at least like a quick like talking points in the back office about it, because you don't want to be in that position where like, I don't know, let me get back to you in about a day or two, because, you know, then they're going to move on. Patty, can you speak about that? Have you ever ran into that before?
As far as not knowing sorry, repeat that question again.
Not understanding, if you mention something, hey, I really think that this program's good for you, and you're kind of familiar with it, and they start asking questions and digging, and you didn't have the answer.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know, I've always, like, I'll go, because in your online office in the back, there's every single program is listed, and there's everything about that program. It'll say who it's for, who it's not for. There's like challenge group guides for every single program.
Got it. Yep.
And that's what I did when I first started out, is like, I went through every single thing, and before I could like find out if it would work for them or not work for them or whatnot. When I started my first challenge groups, I used those challenge group guides. I copied and pasted everything from those guides. So I really, really, really use the back office a lot for resources. So I think that helped me to kind of understand and know a little bit more before offering it. And of course, in Team Inspiration, you know, you can post a question. And so a lot of times, you know, we'll post a question about what programs would be good for somebody or whatnot. And from there, you kind of get an idea, and then you can take that, research the program, and then present it to the person, you know? Yep. So
yeah,
I think that was always helpful.
That's exactly what I did in the very beginning. The challenge group script, I did not use that until recently. Those are gold. So nice.
It's amazing.
Is anyone confused on where to find these scripts?
No. Oh, so.
You guys, yeah, it's all on there. Okay. So anytime too, like anytime that you're looking for something in our challenge groups to post too, one that I love is the 21-Day Fix challenge group script. And it has like, some of them are corny, so you have to change it up a little bit, you know? Like it'll be like, are you having digestive issues? Shakeology, da, da, da. But some of them are good and are, you know, have motivational things in there, you know? So if you're ever scrambling for something, just like go for that. Go for the challenge group, guys. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
Sarah, one thing that I think you're really good, and I know we're going a little bit late, but one thing you're really good at is sharing your story. And you did talk about that a little bit, about how you kind of let that in on certain posts. Can you just share something that might help everybody just feel a little bit better about sharing themselves and you know, just putting themselves out there? Like, how did you overcome being able to put out there some of your struggles?
So what I was realizing is that I had completely changed as a person, and I had this inkling that someone out there is going to have the same exact issue, and I just put it out there just a little bit. So I struggled with deep depression and a brain injury. How I started it was, I am not going to talk about deep depression because that stems into something very, very deep, and I don't want people to know that I was ever that way. So I started with something that was a little bit lighter, kind of, with my brain injury. And so I started at the surface and kept on just peeling back the layers. And I don't remember, my first post, I think, was after I completed my 21-day ultimate reset, and I finally felt free, and I expressed that. Exactly how I felt, and I put it down there. I really feel free right now. I'm finally back in a place where I see myself in the mirror again. I'm starting to see myself, like, it's foggy still, but I'm starting to see that life is good again. And when you start feeling these happy thoughts, and your life is kind of, you know, you see those little changes happening, the moment you feel that, you should share it at a time that would be very powerful. And I chose to share my story at nighttime because I got really quiet. And if you are struggling to come up with like a post that's creative, creativity comes when your mind is silenced and you're allowed to register and organize things in your brain. So I find that at nighttime, I shut down Facebook, or I shut down earlier around like 4 o'clock, and give yourself about 30 to 40 minutes of just peace. If you're cleaning or something, just no noise. And that creativity of like how you can impact others, it comes in those silent times. So, and I wrote down my mission statement on my desktop. And every day I wake up, I look at that and I'm like, how can I impact as many people as possible and transform 20 lives? That's my mission statement for this year. Transform 20 lives, like complete transform. And so when I see that question every day, it's like, you know, I'm staying on track, and I remember that things that I go through every single day and that I overcome is for other people to learn from and gain from. So, and it really, you know, guys, it doesn't come naturally for me to be uncomfortable, and it's not normal for human beings to want to be uncomfortable, but we're not going to grow if we don't share. So when I figured that out, that this company you won't grow unless you share your story, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to do something because I want to be successful. So like, I want to be a 15-star diamond. So what do I have to do to get there? And I started watching success stories by the top coaches, and it was making me cry. I was like, oh my gosh, I could be way more impactful. I can do this. So I would start watching other coaches, like the top coaches, and go onto their YouTube channel and look at their story. And you go, okay, I can dig deeper. I can talk more about those really, really deep things. But I also would go ahead and give it to your spouse or to your upline coach and be like, hey, because if you think it's a little bit too much, because you want to breadcrumb it, you don't want to give it all in one post, then I would go ahead and have someone screen it. So that's my encouragement for you, is when you start feeling these emotions of like, okay, wow, I completed this. There's no way. A year ago, I wouldn't be able to complete a week worth of workouts. Mm-hmm. Those little championships, like those wins, I would share those.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And for everyone, it's different on creativity, you know, too. I mean, like a lot of times when I'm doing my long runs or something like that, you know, that's kind of my silent time where things come. But it's definitely like, you know, Sarah was saying, when you have a time where you notice something and you're overcoming something, and I mean, share it. And, you know, that's going to help inspire other people.
Yes, absolutely.
Does anyone have any other questions?
No.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank
Of course. I'm sorry
You're
for
awesome.
the craziness in the background. I love all of you. Can everyone friend request me so I can follow you and poke you and like you?
Sarah, what's your full name again?
It's Sarah Meyers, so SarahMeyers, or Patty can also. We're I don't know, Patty. Do you just want to like post my name in your group or something?
Yeah, I can do that.
I found you.
Okay.
Oh, she found you.
By the way, can I share something really fast about Patty?
Oh, yeah, sure.
The first day I met Patty, we slept in the same hotel bed. I just say I knew Patty virtually, and I knew she was a Christian. I knew she loved Lord. And Patty and I literally met up, and I knew she was going to be like a lifelong friend. Met up, and we spent the night on a military base in California to go to Chalene Johnson Marketing Impact Academy. And I turned over and I said, man, I never slept with someone on the first day I met them. I turned over. And so I want all of you to know that Patty and I are very close friends, and I trust her so much with everything that I do or say. And I want to tell you guys, she's a really great leader, and she's really made an impact on my own life. So you guys are really lucky, and she's very trustworthy. I really love her.
We love Patty.
I'm all blushing.
Yeah, I hope that made everyone laugh.
Thank you so much, girl.
Thank you, Sarah.
Welcome.
You're awesome, girl. All right, you guys. Well, have a great night. I recorded this, so